Student clients, welcome back to another edition of the NMS e-learning systems YouTube channel, brought to you by the DLA Guru.
Today's live stream is all about, is selling to the DLA really worth it? And so I'll be talking a little bit about some pros and some cons in this slide as it relates to it. But before diving into it, I got some comments in the chat. I always love to see the comments coming in here, guys. Let's see here. Here we are. Good to see you. Good morning. Today is our scheduled live stream, our bi-monthly live stream that is for our Brigadier General members and our Patreon family. We're going to basically meet on a closed circuit one-on-one live stream with yours truly, where you can cam up and mic up and talk anything and everything related to the DLA. But before I get into my members only content, as always, I try to deliver some value to my community at large, those who are federal contractors, as well as those of you who are DLA contractors specifically. I have a fantastic presentation for you guys today. And I keep getting a lot of feedback, emails and whatnot from potential subscribers and people who are looking to invest in the MasterClass, and they're just asking this overarching question: is selling to the DLA really worth it? And I have a presentation today that I'm hoping that kind of covers the basis as it relates to, from my perspective, my vantage point on what it means to sell to the DLA, and if it truly is worth it for not only our company, but potentially worth it for your company as well. Okay, so one thing I want to do is make sure that my, let's see here, minimize that. Okay, great. So now I can see my presentation. So without any further ado, I've kind of, burned about 5 minutes getting into this live stream. Guys, we're building it while we fly. So thank you again for your patience with the DLA Guru. Oh, it looks like we got Jesus Molina is in the building. Fantastic. Here, let me go ahead and throw you on the screen there. Oh, yeah, you can see me. All right, great. It's great to be seen and heard. And we also have another someone in the building there says, yeah, they can see us as well. So fantastic. Thank you for that. So without any further ado, let's give ourselves a round of applause for taking some time out of your busy schedule today to kind of get involved more with the DLA, to 10x your business, get that information, get the knowledge, because knowledge is key. Knowledge is power when it comes to doing business with the world's largest customer in the Defense Logistics Agency. So fantastic. Okay, great. So let me go ahead and switch over to my presentation. And we're going to switch over here to present. Boom, boom. And yes, for those of you who are new to me, new to my content, even though it seems a little shaky this morning, had some technical difficulties with this phone of mine, but my name is Kiwi Hendricks. I am the U.S. Government Sales Manager with the National Material Supply Company. And I've coined the name the DLA Guru. Why? Because I've been in this space for over 20 years and I've done enough, skinned my knee, bumped my head to know what not to do in order to provide some level of expertise and support for you new business owners who are getting involved in DLA. And, hopefully I can kind of help you guys not skin your knee and bump your head as much as me. So I got 20 years under my belt. The DLA Guru is who I am. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Today's live stream, if you have any questions whatsoever related to the DLA, feel free to drop them in the chat. So for the next 20 minutes or so, I'll be fielding questions as well as doing my presentation for you guys. In order to drop a question into the chat, you know what you'll have to do? You guys will have to subscribe. You're going to have to subscribe to the channel. In order to participate with me, yours truly, the DLA Guru, you have to be a subscriber to my channel. Drop any question that you may have as it relates to the DLA, federal contracting. And if you guys know this new series that I'm doing, for the past 2 live streams, I've been talking a lot about the SBA EIDL loans. And I wanted to just make sure, because I'm starting to see a lot more traction on those 2 videos that are out there. I've had a few people buy the MasterClass, which is fantastic. Great if that MasterClass is assisting you guys with the woes that you're having with the US Treasury offset program. But if you are new to me, new to my content, have any of those types of questions, drop them in the chat, and I will be able to field that within this next public live stream training session here. And by all means, please, please like this particular production, because when you show me that you like me, YouTube says, they like you. So then they began to push out my content to a broader audience in order to have me grow my mission, the word about doing business with the DLA. And of course, please share my content with friends, family, business colleagues, business owners that you may know. Because, hey, guys, that just kind of helps me know that you like what the DLA guru is cooking in the building. And that just, helps to grow my channel. And, it just shows me a little love. And by all means, hit that notification bell so you'll always be abreast of all the great content that I drop. Whenever I drop it, you'll get a notification on your laptop or your cell phone that says, hey, the DLA Guru has something great for you guys to take a look at that might help you along your journey. So today's live stream agenda, I want to just kind of touch upon the US Department of Treasury with these SBA economic injury disaster loans, because this is a big deal and it's getting even more big. I hear there's going to be another tranche of loans that are going to be charged off to the SBA. From the SBA to the US Department of Treasury very, very soon. So if your company is experiencing any distress whatsoever with the SBA, and the SBA is saying, talk to the hand, not to the face, and they've been charging off your loan or referring your loan to the US Treasury, what I highly recommend you do is reach out to me so that I can talk a little bit to you about my experience in working with student clients and helping them navigate this tumultuous territory that the SBA has gotten a lot of small businesses into. Just so if you're new to this idea, you've never heard of it, the SBA has charged off to date over $52 billion worth of loans that have been referred to the US Treasury. And these loans, if you don't know anything about the EIDL loans, they were presented to us back during the pandemic, and they were just a lifeline for small businesses to kind of help us keep afloat. This was not a loan that was forgivable. This was kind of a mortgage payment, and they had loans to a max amount of $2 million. And the average loan value was around $100,000 to $150,000, I believe. So there was a lot of dough that was being administered to small businesses, which is great, but they didn't think about the after effects or the long-term negative effects that the pandemic would have on small businesses for us to get back on solid ground. And a lot of small businesses are experiencing distress today. And the US Treasury and the SBA, they are basically saying, hey, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and they're coming after you. Now, how does this affect federal contractors? If you are a DLA contractor or aspiring DLA contractor and you're having some issues with the SBA and your loans have been charged of the US Treasury, beware, because any DLA contracts or any federal contracts for that matter, whether it be service-based through SAM.gov or through the DLA, if your loan is charged up to the US Treasury's offset department, they will confiscate and intercept any payments that the DLA will be releasing to you for products that you ship to the DLA. So beware of that, all right? How do you know if your loan's been charged off? Because if you are registered in SAM, you have a UEI and a cage code, you may get an email, and it's not spam. Don't think this email is spam. If the subject header says, and it comes from a SAM.gov, which is a non-reply email, and the subject begins debt subject to offset, you are in trouble. And guess what? Reach out to me, the DLA Guru, and I'm sure that I can assist you by just understanding kind of the nature of your loan, because not all loans were created equal. So understanding kind of what you're doing, and I'll let you know if my MasterClass, I think, will be able to shed some light to at least get you out of the offset program so that you can be on solid ground to continue to do federal contracting in order to get your business back on track to do business with the federal government and not go out of business. That's what the loan's all about. It was to help us as small businesses stay in business, not go out of business. And so anyway, so I wanted to just let you guys know that if you want more details on my SBA EIDL loan series, take a look at my catalog. I have 2 fantastic videos that do a deeper dive into what that's all about and how you guys can get more information to help you out of that jam. Now, today's live stream is all about, is selling to the DLA really worth it? And so I'll be talking a little bit about some pros and some cons in this slide as it relates to it. But before diving into it, I got some comments in the chat. I always love to see the comments coming in here, guys. Let's see here. We have, oh, wow. Let's go ahead and throw this up. We got Brother James in the building, hailing out of North Carolina. So James is in the building. He says he's in the house. He's in the building. He has 2 contracts fulfilled and awaiting payment. Hey James, congratulations to you. I know we've been connected at the hip as far as you being a member of the channel. So thank you for that, James. I believe you may be at the commander level. And so you have been supporting the channel along the way and getting nuggets here and there that has helped to assist you on your DLA journey as well. So congratulations to you, James. Fantastic. Let me go ahead and give him a round of applause. Hey, James, you're gonna feel so fantastic, man, when you see that first payment come in from the Defense Finance and Accounting Service from DFAS, man. So hopefully you were able to invoice correctly and you don't have any hiccups as it relates to that. But if you happen to have any issues, James, you know how to find me. Fantastic. All right, congrats. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, we got Jesus Molina. Okay, yeah, Jesus said he can hear me earlier. I believe Jesus is also one of our Patreon members as well. Jesus graduated successfully from one of my master classes and is now one of our Patreon members. So congratulations to you, to Jesus. And he is a service-disabled, veteran-owned small business company. And I believe the last time we talked to Jesus, I think you're hailing out of Puerto Rico, I believe. I think you have some operations in Puerto Rico. So fantastic to you, Jesus. I'm looking forward to talking to you in our closed circuit members only training today at the end of this presentation. Let's see. Let me fill another question here. Okay, looks like Jesus and James are kind of talking to each other. So fantastic. I love it, guys. Whenever subscribers engage and get all the the networking within the chat, feel free to drop your email in there if you guys want to still communicate offline and whatnot. This is what this whole community, my DLA vendor network, is all about. So fantastic. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back into the presentation. Is it worth it selling to the DLA? Simple answer, guys. Yes, of course it's worth it. They're the world's largest customer, the DLA. They have an annual budget of over $50 billion a year, and they spend it. They spend it. Believe you me, this agency is not trying not to spend it. Whenever the U.S. federal government's Department of Defense comes a calling and they need any type of product and or service that supports the warfighter, they look to the DLA to look to the small business community in order to contract with us. The DLA awards over 10,000 contracts every single day. 10,000 contracts. They're one of the largest federal procurement agencies that they're here in the United States, and I would say within the entire globe. So if you have the right information and you're empowered with the right skills and the right technology and the right processes and the know-how, you can tap into this revenue stream of fantastic federal supply contracts while building your small business and getting the receipts, getting all of the past performance. Guys, you need past performance to do business with the U.S. federal government. The U.S. federal government contract officers are really, really skittish. They don't like it when you don't have a little, some past performance to show that you guys know what you're doing. Because there's a lot of folks, a lot of companies out there that drop the ball, and the federal government does not like to drop the ball because it's very painful. And so that past performance is fantastic. The DLA barriers to entry are very low to get involved with selling to the DLA. And so if you're able to get in there like our good friend James, he's won 2 contracts and fulfilled them. Guess what, James? Now you got past performance that you can add it to your capability statement to say that you are a viable vendor with the U.S. military by way of the DLA. And that only will just help your business grow, especially if you start to look into opportunities within SAM.gov, where you may want to do a little, I call it diversification of your company. So you have a division that handles products, you have a division that handles services, you name it. Now you kind of have all the receipts to show that you know what you're doing. Hey guys, by the way, DLA, U.S. federal government, recession-proof customers. No matter what's going on with the U.S. economy, our federal government must spend. They must buy. They must buy. They don't build anything. There is not a factory known to man that the U.S. government owns. They buy and outsource everything that they need in order to operate. And guess what? They love small businesses because small businesses are the backbone of the U.S. economy. And so if you are getting involved in learning how to sell to the world's largest customer, the DLA, you are in a perfect position as far as a pro. So yeah, it is definitely worth it to sell to the DLA. Hey, guys, one thing about what I've learned in my business too, this whole networking opportunity and teaming, if you really are, if you're, I always say I'm an introvert because I'm an engineer. Most engineers are introverts with extra, and I have extrovert tendencies, as you guys can see within this live stream. I really enjoy engaging with people and helping people. But not only if you are in like that kind of space where you like to kind of give back, you're able to start a business. Imagine this: you're able to start a business in your community. You know what I've done? I've decided to partner with small universities here in St. Louis. Matter of fact, yes, I'm in St. Louis. I forgot to mention that. I traveled here. I got here Thursday, so I'll be in St. Louis doing some work here in my office here in St. Louis. But I'm also partnering with local universities, and I have a fairly robust internship program where I'm able to teach young people about federal contracting. So there's so many different avenues that you can get involved with, depending on what it is that really floats your boat as a business owner. So not only are you in a recession-proof industry, you're working with one of the world's largest customers, and you're shipping products in order to support our mighty military in order to keep our borders safe. I mean, it's just so many pros and benefits of doing that. And you're able to start a business where you're able to employ people within your community and teach them how to do federal contracting and scale your business. It's just so awesome. And not only with people, but then you're working with vendors, you're working with manufacturers. So it's just, you just never know what doors may open just getting involved in this fantastic opportunity to sell to the DLA. And like I said earlier, the DLA values small businesses. Not every federal agency can have, the feather in the hat to say that they contract with 80% of their contracts go out to small businesses. And they love businesses with socioeconomic distinctions, like the service disabled veteran owned small businesses, the hub zone businesses, the woman owned businesses. They love those types of businesses because they have set asides within those 10,000 contracts. Now, I don't know exactly what percentage of those contracts go to the socioeconomic, but I will tell you 80% of those contracts are awarded to small businesses and small disadvantaged businesses. So that's why the DLA is a great customer for you guys to take a look at. All right. So those are the pros. Those are so many pros. Those are just like the top ones that come to mind as to why I get so excited and why I've been in the trenches for the past 20 years and doing business with the DLA as well as other federal agencies. Keep in mind the DLA is not the end all be all. Federal contracting, guys, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not a get rich quick scheme. None of that. It's about a steady customer that's always there, and your company can get involved, start small, and begin to grow it and build it and build it. Again, kudos to you, James, for those 2 contracts, man. The more you do that, the more you're going to get it. It's matter of fact, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and throw this up. James just put another comment there. He says, he just received the items for the 3rd contract I won while on this call. Wow, delivered to the front door. We'll start prepping to ship it to send out after this call is over. Fantastic, James. Hey, guys, and by the way, when I first met James, James was an Amazon seller. So that's what he did. And, everyone, we used to sell on Amazon. But, Jeff Bezos, those guys over Amazon, they became very corporatized and all the fees and everything else and the regulations. And they pay you every 2 weeks like you're some kind of employee or something going on with Jeff Bezos and those guys. So if you have gotten to a point where you're over it with the Amazon, trying to be a drop ship company with Amazon because all the red tape and everything that's going, I mean, Jeff Bezos, he wants to basically get rid of in my opinion, his network. He wants to, that's why he built all those warehouses and fulfilled by Amazon. He wants to basically control his destiny and not put his destiny in the hands of small business owners. The DLA is completely opposite. The DLA has no interest in being in privatizing their supply chain. They understand by federal law that they must go to the small business community. We are the backbone as it relates to supporting the warfighter by way of the DLA. So kudos to you, James, for jumping ship and taking that information, that knowledge, that experience that you use with Amazon and applying it to the DLA opportunity. Fantastic, man. So great to you. And thank you for that comment and that engagement. Okay, cool. Let's see. Do we have any other comments? No other comments. So, hey, don't forget, guys, if you have any comments related to DLA solicitations in the public forum here, feel free to drop them in the chat. If you have any questions related to the SBA EIDL loan charge-off debacle, drop that in the chat too, and I'll do my best to field those questions in the time allotted today. Okay, so I know you guys are wondering, hey, DLA Guru, you're talking a lot about the pros. What about the cons? Because with there's the yin and yang. There's always the positive and the negative. You got to have some balance in order, because nothing is just all roses and peaches and cream and everything, right? That's just life. There's this poem that I've been reading lately, and I call it's an untitled poem, and I don't even remember who the author is, but the meaning of the poem, or the main idea, I should say, of the poem is God made mountains to climb, right? And so as we're kind of as a matter of fact, you know what? Let me read that. Let me read that to you guys real quick, because it's a fantastic poem, and trust me, it's not a very long poem. But I actually transcribed this poem when I was in college, and I put it on a piece of letterhead and I played football in college, and I remember putting it in my locker, and I would read this before every football game. And I would also read it before every major test, because I went to engineering school, so it was a hell of a journey as an engineer. But this is how this poem goes, guys. Some days I get tired of fighting it all. The more I seem to try, the more I fall. And as I study my accomplishments in review, I realize they've been rather few. No wonder I ask myself, why struggle today? Why not give up? That's the easy way. But in the universe's architect, in his infinite plan, designed a challenge to make a man a man. The stumbling blocks of life he placed in our way are merely stair steps to success each day. So when I feel like quitting next time, let me remember God made mountains to climb. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the mentality you guys got to have when it comes to this. So the mountain, yeah, of course you don't want to, burn yourself out trying to get over the mountain. You want to find the path of least resistance, but you're going to have obstacles, and this is where these cons come in. All right. So is selling to the DLA really worth it? What are some cons? And you see, my list of cons. I just wanted to bring a little balance. I'm not going to have as many as I do on the pros, because I'm just all about the DLA. Hey guys, I'm the DLA guru, so I'm always promoting that. But yeah, hey, some of the cons with selling to the federal government as well as the DLA is it can be very competitive depending on the supply classes you're going after. There's some national stock numbers. As a matter of fact, I had one of my, I believe they did invest in a MasterClass, and they sent me an email, and they were just a little frustrated. They said, hey, we've bid on over 100 contracts and not one award has come through. And, and it's like, I understand that, and a lot of times you can try to climb a mountain that's not your mountain to climb. And so that particular supply class may be locked down by another manufacturer, another vendor base that the DLA, they pretty much have carved out their niche. Keep in mind, the DLA has over 4 million national stock numbers, right? I mean, it's a lot of national stock numbers that are in their database that the DLA is procuring and buying in support of the U.S. Military. They're awarding over 10,000 contracts. So, all right, you bid on 100 contracts. Guess what? You got 9,900 other contracts that were out there that you didn't necessarily bid on. So that means, hey, you got to do a little bit more research. You got to kind of find your lane and not give up. Remember, God made mountains to climb. That's what this is all about. So these are some cons. You can't be competitive. So don't think that just because you just bid on a contract, you're just going to win. There are other companies trying to bid and win that and get that business as well. All right. The win ratio can be as high as 20%. Someone would say, well, for every 10 contracts I bid on, I'm only going to win 2. Yeah, it depends on your supply class. You can potentially win more. It depends if you are the only company like on the face of the planet that makes that particular national stock number in support of the U.S. military, or if you have partnerships or teaming agreements with the manufacturers where they lock it down and allow you to kind of own that innocent in your particular territory. There are some manufacturers that don't do business directly with the federal government, but they will do business directly with distributors because they don't want to handle the red tape of managing the contract vehicle. They don't want to handle the packaging and labeling and shipping and the invoicing. All they want to do is just make the part and making sure that they partner with companies that are reliable and will pay them on time. So that's the homework that you'll have as a DLA vendor is to go out into the marketplace and find those opportunities where you can align yourself in order to win those NSNs. So yeah, that is a con, not very high ratio of winning, but you just got to be in the right lane with the right team. And last but not least, cons of selling to the federal government and the DLA is that it requires tenacity. You have to be tenacious. You cannot give up. Just like the poem I read, God made mountains to climb. The obstacle's going to be coming in your way. You're going to think that you bid this contract, and even you win a contract, and then you find out that maybe there were some issues within the way you priced the contract, where you're like, oh man, I'm in the red on this one. I didn't know that I had to buy this and this type of labeling system or this type of material to package the materials, because you just didn't necessarily know and you didn't have the right kind of coaching. But guess what, guys? That's what the DLA Guru is all about. When you guys are getting involved in here, no longer do you have to just wing it. Now you can have access to folks, and I'm not the only person in the space. I think there are about maybe 3 or 4 other content creators on YouTube that you might be able to reach out to, find out what kind of training programs they have, especially if you're not interested in mine. But I think mine are probably the best ones that are out there. I just want to not be humble, but be a little boastful at the same time, because I have a very high hit ratio for student clients who have invested in my master classes and go on to win the government supply contracts with the DLA. Fantastic. Cool. So you guys may be saying, well, hey, DLA Guru, I am interested in learning more about your master classes. I'm interested in learning more about this SBA EIDL loan stuff, but I just don't really know if I want to invest in the master classes yet. I'd like to talk with you. Guess what? You can talk with me. You can reach out to me and ask me a few questions in the chat there. You'll see that I've posted a link where you can schedule a 15-minute one-on-one with me, yours truly, DLA Guru. Talk anything and everything related to my master classes, what your company is all about. If I think that you have what it takes in order to be involved with the DLA, and if you don't even want to do that and you just want to get into what the master classes I offer, of course, guys, I have the 8 steps to successful federal supply contract business. This is a DLA. This is my flagship master class. I highly recommend you take a look at it if you're new to government contracting and you just want to kind of get some of the toolage, some of the know-how, some of the business processes that we employ in-house in order to have our company be a viable DLA vendor for the past 20 years. That's all in that master class. I also offer my 4 steps to general post-award processes for successfully completing supply contracts with the DLA. This is a great masterclass, for folks that may struggle a little bit about, hey, I got this contract award. I don't know how to translate all this stuff, and I just want to make sure I don't make mistakes. This masterclass was designed for you. It will help you package, ship, label, invoice the DLA in order to close that loop so you don't make any hiccups, because there isn't a lot of training materials that are out there to navigate you. I mean, you can kind of wing it. Sometimes you wing it, you skin your knee, bump your head. But if you're the kind of business that you just don't want to do that, hey, these are some great master classes for you to help you along your way. And for those of you who want to get more deeper into manufacturing, I also offer the 4 steps to fast track your enhanced JCP certification for controlled technical documents. You'll need this in order to download technical documents from the DLA C folders in order to get the technical data packages, the drawings, the orthogonal drawings, the front view, side view, top view, right view, all those views of those parts that the DLA needs for custom precision machining of components in support of the world's largest customer, the DLA, by way of the Department of Defense. And so you'll need that JCP certification or have access to that so you can work with your manufacturing base in order to get those products produced. That masterclass is perfect for you guys there. And I also offer an interactive DLA vendor workshop. I have a workshop that's kicking off tomorrow morning, and it'll be a 3-day workshop. So for those of you who have signed up, I look forward to talking with you tomorrow. For those of you who have not, there may be still some seats available. Feel free to take a look at it, and I'll give you the link. I think it's in the description of this video below if you're interested in just learning more about these master classes there. And last but not least, my newest and latest master class that I released about maybe 3 weeks ago is my SBA EIDL charge-off master class. It's the 5 steps to exit the US Treasury offset program, secure your SBA EIDL loan hardship for lower monthly payments, because once it's charged off, you can no longer talk to the SBA. You have to talk to the US Treasury, and there's really no process that's out there that's readily available, no website you can go to kind of help you navigate this. And I've successfully been able to help some companies navigate this and get out of the offset program so that they can start to receive federal payments again for contract awards that they may be getting to keep their businesses solvent. All right, now, how do you find it? Again, in the description, you'll find the link to these master classes, but you can feel free to log on at nms-e-learning-systems.thinkific.com, and you'll find out all the information there. If you pre-register for any of these master classes before you even swipe your card, just pre-register just with your email address. You will be able to get some videos that provide you a free outline, so you'll know exactly what you're going to be getting to make sure if these master classes are what you've been looking for before you actually commit to the investment. All right, fantastic. And I talked a little bit about the 15-minute PreSpring phone call, so that's available for you to talk SBA, DLA, federal contracting, you name it. You can reach out to me and talk one-on-one with me for 15 minutes, and I will be able to give you the skinny on the best way of going about being, if I think that being a DLA contractor is right for you and your company. And last but not least, if all that is not enough, I also offer you to join my members only channel here on YouTube. And for those of you who take the masterclass and graduate like my good friend Jesus Molina, you'll also be invited to join us over in the Patreon community, where it's specifically designed for folks who have graduated from any of my available master classes. So that's all available to you. So you say, hey, DLA Guru, how do I get in contact with you? Well, right below here, my chin, you see my email address, and you'll see it on the screen there. You can reach out to me. Email is the best way, fed.contracting@nmsupply.com. Just shoot me an email, let me know a little bit about you, and I'll be sure to respond to any and all emails that I receive as it relates to helping to support your business with servicing the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. All right, cool. So let's see if we got any more comments. We got James and Melina. It looks like we got 11 concurrent viewers in the building. Thank you. I only have 2 people that are communicating in the chat, which is great. Thank you, Jesus and James. However, no one else is saying anything. Hey, you got 9 viewers in the building. Well, we had 11. Now it's 9. Drop something in the chat there. Let me know where you guys are hailing from, your city and your state, and who you are, because it's always great to know who's looking at what the DLA Guru is cooking. Because, hey, don't be shy. Let me know who you are. I'm here for you. Go ahead and tap into me. Who we got in the building? Any other questions? Because I figure I can hang around here for another 5 minutes. Looks like we're starting to we got Jesus that's in the StreamYard. Welcome, Jesus. Hey, for any brigadier generals that may be in the building as well, feel free to drop me a chat, because I typically like to have at least 3 folks in the StreamYard, waiting room before I go live, or should I say before I go closed circuit. And right now I only have 1 in there. But if you are a brigadier general level member, don't forget, go onto the home page of the YouTube channel, look in the community forum tab there, and you'll see the link that will invite you over to our StreamYard session today. And that also goes for you, because I think I have 3 Patreon members now. So if there are any other Patreon members taking a look at this, be sure to log into Patreon, go into the community forum, and you'll see the link that will invite you over to our live stream today, where you can cam up and mic up and talk with me, yours truly, the DLA Guru, and many other comments there. Okay, a couple more minutes while I wait for comments to come in. I'm going ahead and get ready to move this to we're going to move this to the members only content. So you guys, you got a couple more minutes to drop something in the chat there for me, and I'll do my best to answer those questions if you got something for me. Oh, okay. Looks like we got someone that says they're hailing from Norfolk, Virginia. Let me go ahead and put you on the screen there. Sweet Apple. All right, Sweet Apple. I think I remember seeing you on, I think you put a comment on one of my videos, and you said that, hey, I am the truth. I believe that was you. And I think you said that I think Dr. Kizzy Parks and myself were the truth as it relates to Dr. Kizzy talking about the service side of SAM.gov, and of course yours truly, the DLA Guru, talking about the product side. So fantastic, Sweet Apple. Glad to see you in the building, hailing from Norfolk, Virginia. Hey, if you're interested in joining us over in the closed circuit community, feel free. You'll see in the chat there. Did I post it? I don't think I posted it in there. Oh, okay. We have a consultation on Monday. Okay, well, let's see here. She says we have a consultation on Monday. Okay, great. We have a consultation on Monday. So yeah, I'll be talking to you on Monday then. Fantastic. So that's what we're doing on Monday. And let's see. Do we have any other? Let's see, we got James says he has a packaging question. Okay, James, go ahead, man. Okay, we got a couple more minutes to field it. What question did you got for me? Drop your packaging question in the chat there for me, and I'll see if I can do my best to answer it. And while you're doing that, coming up with your, let me go ahead and get ready to move this over. Man, this always does this. Anytime I try to go in and edit the settings always seem to move around on me over here. Where are these settings at? Visibility. Okay, there it is. Got it. Members only, channel members, Brigadier General. Okay, cool. All right, James, where are we at? All right, let me throw it on the screen there. Thank you, James. James has a question. Have you ever packaged something that didn't need a box per se? I can probably package this in bubbled envelopes. Well, hey, James, you know, what you have to do is take a look at the requirements, because every DLA award that you receive, there is a section that talks about packaging. There's a MIL standard 2073 and a MIL standard 129, and you'll have to take those codes and translate those codes to know exactly what the DLA is looking for. So I would not recommend that you wing it, you know, so you have to specifically look at what those requirements are. And hey, by the way, man, if you want to join us over at the Brigadier General, you can bring your contract up and I can take a look at that for you as well. But that's what I would recommend. Do never wing it. You know, the DLA is really specific about what they require. And if the requirements are a little vague, even after you take the codes, or let's say some of the contracts may not have the codes, highly recommend you reach out to your contract administrator that's identified in your contract, in the first page of your contract, and ask them the question. Because the worst thing you want to do, James, is send a product packaged incorrectly to the DLA's depots, because the packaging specialist will take a look at that, you know, when they receive those goods, and they'll put it in storage room B, and they'll hit you with a quality notification, and you can just, you know, kids getting paid in 30 days, goodbye. It'll take you up to 90 days to kind of get out of that situation. So you want to make sure that you cross your T's and you dot your I's before you ship that off. So don't have any, you know, don't wing it. Do not wing it, especially for your first contracts. That's what I recommend there. Here, let's see here. Oh, he says, got it. Okay, great. Here, I'm going to add this other comment. He said, Pat Allen, these are commercial authorship items, just Blu-ray DVDs. Yeah, so again, man. All right, but he says he got it. Okay, great. Glad you got it there. Fantastic. Well, guys, we are at the end of our journey on the public forum today. So again, if you're interested in joining us over, I'll be over there for about the next 2 hours, as long as I get comments and stuff coming in. So feel free to meet myself. It looks like we got Jesus Molina at the Brigadier General level. Meet us on over there. And again, if you're a Patreon and you're, you know, in the Patreon community, go into Patreon, look at the members forum. You'll see the link. Join us in Patreon. So we'll be over here for at least the next 2 hours. And I will be seeing you guys in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Thanks again for watching, and for tuning in to this exciting announcement. I'm Parker Winslow, signing out.